Hi, this is Suchadatta, SST teacher, and here we are with the last chapter of class 9 history, which says clothing a social history. All of you by now know that history is not just political history. There are histories, social, economic, religious, and so on. In fact, everything, every event, every happening is a history in itself. Now you must be wondering, how can clothing be a history? And that too specifically associated as social history. Well, if you look around yourself in the kind of society that you live in, people, children, women, everybody dresses up in a unique style according to the society where you dwell. If you look around more closely, you will see that the kind of dresses that are worn today might be considered as obscene or not or improper by the people 10 years back. So in fact, it is a history in itself how people are changing their dressing style, how people have got accustomed to new style of attires, how the Western attires now are considered more comfortable and more alluring to the youngsters. Why has all this happened? This has to be seen in the chapter which we are going to study. In the beginning, the Indian women wore saris, of course, in a unique style of their own particular area. But now the women wear suits, jeans, trousers, and so on. So, how come this change has occurred? How come the Indian man has actually changed from the dhoti kurta to the comfortable trousers and shirt? How come the girls who earlier had only either a long skirt that they would wear now wear Western styles, and the boys also have made themselves comfortable in other clothes? All this has to be understood in the chapter. So, it is a very interesting chapter which talks about the social history of clothing, how the society, the changes, the atmosphere in the society, the kind of society that you belong to, your economic setup, all this influences the kind of dress that you wear. But before we start with the chapter, there are two important things that we need to know, and the first of course is the new words that will be recurring in the chapter and the important personalities. So, first of all, let us understand about the new words. The first one is cockade. I am sure all of you have seen a cockade. It is a cap which is worn on one side. When you wear the cap on one side, that is called as a cockade. Next is ermine. Ermine is a kind of fur that is used in the Western style of clothing. Then we have corset. Corset is in fact a women inner wear generally worn to give a shape to the body. It is very tight and is meant to safeguard and give shape to the body. Next is suffrage. The right to vote is called as suffrage. Next is chintus. Chintus is a very, very common and much liked cloth, and this is a cotton floral cloth of India. Next is a peta. Peta is in fact a particular turban of Mysore worn in a particular style by the men, especially in the 19th century, and it was considered as a darbar dress. It was a dress code for all the men who actually entered the Mysore court to see as a mark of respect for the darbar, and it was always edged with a gold lace. So, a particular style of wearing a turban is called as peta.